Ashish Dixit, because let's for a moment examine what the Delhi police was trying to prove before the magistrate, that Disha Ravi edited this toolkit, sent it out to Greta Thunberg, and that's what led to the violence, because she's involved in the violence that ensued at the Red Fort. That case has fallen apart spectacularly, and the judge has gone on to say that, you know, the imputations may be false, exaggerated, or even with a mischievous intent, but that cannot be stigmatized as being seditious unless they have the tendency to foment violence. And that connection between her editing this toolkit, you made it seem as if editing the toolkit was somehow an act of violence or a great crime. The judge has rubbished the charge.
Good evening, Rahul. Good evening. Let us see what is the order. The order is an order on the bail application. The order itself says that it shall not have any bearing on the merits of the case. The judge today came to the conclusion that on the basis of the material which is produced as of now, the custody of this lady is not warranted. Therefore, he proceeded to release her on bail. Now, my difficulty with this kind of order is this, that this order is premature because the investigation was at a nascent stage. At this stage, the judge was only concerned, and with respect, he was only concerned whether the charges are serious, what is the stage of investigation, and what is the complicity of the accused. The prosecution argued that there was another gentleman, Mr. Shantanu, who was present in Delhi, and he was involved in implementing the process which was referred in the toolkit.
No, to which Ashish Dixit, the judge says that just because Shantanu Muluk is present in court, is present in Delhi for a rally which has been given official permission by the union government, yes, how can that be an act of sedition? There were thousands of people there. So what's the link?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, the link has to be investigated and it has to be established. You cannot, after 5 days of FIR, expect the police to give you a complete picture. The judge himself says that the conspiracy is a very serious offense and very difficult to investigate. So at least accused has a right to bail, I agree. But prosecution also has a right to at least investigate fairly.
So Sanjay Hegde, Ashish Dixit finding fault with the judge's order, saying with 10 days of investigation, how can the judge come to the conclusion that the case of sedition is not made out, and that he probably overshot his remit and could have granted bail? Ashish doesn't contest that, but didn't necessarily need to put in the order everything that he did. How do you respond to that, Sanjay
Hegde? That was precisely because he asked questions which the prosecution failed to answer, and therefore he has given all his reasons. Secondly, if you arrest wrongly, it is the bounden duty of the magistracy and the judges to release the citizen, because after all, what is it that stands between the citizen and an overbearing state? It has to be the judiciary. And the magistracy is the sentinel on the qui-vive, much more than the constitutional courts. The first courts that the citizen deals with are the courts of first instance, and this has been a sessions court which has stood up for the citizen. Now, the second part about investigating. By all means, today's order does not stop any investigations. In fact, it requires Disha Ravi to stay in Delhi and assist with the investigations. Where are the investigations hampered? The question to be asked is, were your investigations of such a nature that you had to go post-haste on a weekend, pick up a young girl from Bangalore, not even produce her before a magistrate in Bangalore, drag her all the way to Delhi, and then unleash the hounds of all kinds of social media trolls and what not on her? She's 22. Simple thing, in the words of an old Pink Floyd song: leave them kids alone.
Aparajita Sarangi.